Good evening, excellent biology students. Hope you're doing fine, and I hope you had a wonderful day. So please let me know if I am audible before I begin with this live class. Let me know if I'm audible enough, and you can get what I'm saying. Otherwise, you can leave a comment in the comment section for me to know if I'm audible enough. Otherwise, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope you are doing fine, and I hope you had a wonderful day. So, am I audible? All right, Faustina, audible. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So this coming week, which is our final week for April, I want to introduce Eddie Riser. Okay, I want to introduce early at the air in Belan early riser live classes, which will be starting at 05:30. Okay, so 05:30 to 6:30. So these classes are going to be for past papers only. Okay, so I'll just be answering past paper questions based on topics that we're looking at. Okay, so this week, starting Monday, we are going to have our first early riser live class. Okay, it will be at 05:30. Okay, so from 05:30 to 6:30, I will be strictly answering our past papers. So that's the first announcement. Early riser live class will start this week. Okay, 05:30 to 6:30. We'll be looking at past paper questions. Okay, that's an announcement for tonight. And then I've seen that there are some students who are saying their assignments feedback, there was no feedback given. So make sure that you submit the assignment on the correct day. That is vital, because if you submit an assignment on the wrong day, it won't be marked, as I usually say. So submit the assignments on the correct day. And then the other announcement that I have is I owe results for March. There was an end of month test that was given in March, and I still have the results. So I have to release those results, because this coming week we are going to have our end of month test for April. So before we have our end of month test for April, we should know our results for March. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Let me just reach out to my assistant, because it's like there are a lot of students who haven't received feedback for their assignment. Okay, so are we ready to start? Can I begin with our live class for tonight? Can I begin with our live class for tonight? Someone to let me know if I can start. So I can see that there's Fox who is having a network issues. I think this issue of network will always be with us, my students. We'll always have this challenge of network. There is nothing that we can really do concerning our network. So if you're having issues with network, then you can watch this live class once it's done, because I will send a link in the group for you to watch it at your own free time. So if you're having issues, maybe your network is not that stable, then you can just wait for the other link, which I'm going to share after this live class. So I feel the issue with network will always have challenges when it comes to network, especially that we're in different locations. Yeah, so in today's live class, I want to teach, and then in tomorrow's live class, we're going to look at assignment 1, which was given. Then I'll also give a comment on the essay writing, on the essay questions, because today you're submitting your essays. So I think I can start, yeah? So the saying on the screen is, the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle. This is the time, my students, that you have to sweat. Okay, this is the period for you to put in your best and ensure that you get those materials, you study, you wake up early, you do what you can for you to pass. So the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle. So currently we are training. So the more we sweat in our training, you know, the less we bleed in battle. So we're looking at health and diseases. It's a simple topic. Usually when it comes to your exams for biology, they like bringing questions under health and development, health and diseases in section B, which is a section for essay questions. So yeah, that is why I even gave an assignment based on essay on essay writing. So I hope you did I hope you did that. So this is class 1. And like I said, I'll be teaching in today's class, and then tomorrow we're going to answer questions based on what I am going to teach today. Okay. So definitions. There are some definitions that you need to know. Under this topic, it's all about definitions really. And this is something that you can relate to. Okay. This topic you can relate, because tonse tinadwalapo. Tonse tinadwalapo pano. As you are watching this video, at some point you were sick. Okay, so what is health? When someone says this person looks healthy, when you're healthy, what does that mean? So health is defined as a state of physical and mental well-being. Physical and mental well-being. If we're talking about the physical aspect, your hands are working, your legs are working, your stomach is not giving you pressure, eh? Your head, you don't have a headache, you do not have a cough, everything is okay, you're physically well, then you're healthy. Mentally, you're not depressed, you are happy, you are okay, then you're health. But in that mental, kalimo ka mental, you overthink, you're depressed, then you're not mentally healthy. I even like the fact that nowadays they are promoting mental health, because a long time ago people used to be depressed and they'll end up committing suicide. Why? Because they're not mentally healthy. Are you mentally healthy? Comment in the comment section. Are you mentally okay? Let me know, because someone might be depressed. Exam. You're not mentally healthy because you're now overthinking. So health is not only about physical, but also mental. Very pita mind. Okay? If you're not mentally healthy, you'll find that it will even be hard for you to concentrate. Have you ever heard of ADHD, where you cannot focus on one thing for a long period of time? That's ADHD. ADHD. When you start studying, you're easily distracted. ADHD. You find that you start solving short, you start doing your other things. You start scrolling on TikTok, you start doing ADHD. ADHD, meaning you have to start training your mind. Are you mentally okay? Because if we were to be honest, most of us, kamento kafunika ko check up mental. And I saw a quote which said that each individual has got a percentage of madness. Every person has got a percentage of madness, and it is usually expressed, or it is usually shown when they are upset. Ndipe kama sumamvera chinema fundako pang'ono, but pano palibe amene amafundako pang'ono ni maneba chache, not us. We are mentally healthy. Otherwise, health is defined as a state of physical and mental well-being. Okay. ADHD. Austin, you're easily distracted. That's ADHD. You find that, and it's people have it, but they just don't know. That is why you find that if you're watching things that are educative on TikTok, you would rather scroll. Very entertaining because your mind wants excitement. Boring things like learning, those things are boring. You just scroll. You just at ADHD, ADHD, ADHD. You get a book, then I watch 5 minutes. Nificha vivastika panja hapo. Nificha vivastika. Nindano. ADHD, mental. You have to be able, a healthy person should be able to sit down. If they say, okay, I am going to study for 1 hour, and they will be able to study for 1 hour straight. But you do this, you find that 1 hour Peter, you haven't even done anything. ADHD, you need to start having prayers. Okay, so I hope we are all physically and mentally healthy. Health is defined as a state of physical and mental well-being. Now, a disease, on the other hand, is any physical or mental disorder. Physical or mental disorder. And this physical or mental disorder, it interferes with the normal functioning of the body and has a characteristic set of signs and symptoms. When it comes to a disease, my students, it will interfere with the normal function of your body. And mizira, I can't study. I can't study. Mpepo singena. I can't study. Isize don't care that no. Berinda sana berenge pa Wednesday. So paper ya Berinda tosankoni question 4. Ipange nkon easy. They won't care. So don't have those excuses, eh? But what you need to know about diseases is that they interfere with the normal function of the body. For example, if an individual has got one leg, okay, will that person locomote nicely? They won't be able to locomote. In other words, they won't be able to move from one position to another. Why? Because they have one leg. So that will interfere with their normal movement, the way they're supposed to move. So a disease will interfere with the normal functioning of the body. So if you're not mentally okay, sometimes it's a 4 from a 5. You'll find that things are just disorder mentally. Someone said that if I look at your room right now, it tells me what is in your mind. It shows me what is in your mind. So if your room is in order, it's clean, it's neat, it's tidy, that's how your mind is. But ngati kuli nsapato, uku kuli piro inagwera huko, makobwebs mumwamba, uku kuli chani, just no kamendo, te sana, te wino, te sikani mushe. So you find that your mental, because if you're now in an environment which is not neat, you won't be able to focus. You won't be able to do things the way you're supposed to do them. So a disease interferes with the normal functioning of the body. If you've got kidney failure, kidney sima sebenza, it is not filtering out urea to form urine. You will be put to dialysis machine because your body, your kidney, it cannot function properly. Therefore, once you have to go to a clinic, they connect you to that machine for hours, connected just for them to remove urea out of your body because you're sick. Let's pray for health, my students. Health is wealth. We need to be healthy. That is why you have to exercise. Exercise. Now, diseases, they come with signs and symptoms. Signs and symptoms. Diseases. So, ngati muntu alimento. What are the signs? You will see. Ngati muntu alimento. Akuza I will study around 22 hours. 22 ya kwana saberenga muntu aligone. That's a sign. That's a sign. That's a what? That's a sign. I'll wake up at 4 to study. Masetinga naka alarm. Mwafaka na phone. Next. Pa! You did alarm in the morning. Alarm goes off. You turn it off. Put it past snooze. You even wake up at 6 because it was cold. That's a sign. That's a sign. My students, hiyo ni sign hiyo. There's a problem. There's a problem. Somewhere there's a problem. Okay? So diseases, they come with signs. They come with signs. This is how you are behaving. You want to get a one, but how you conduct yourself, far from it. Your actions and your actions and your desires, they don't align. That's a sign. That's a sign, my students. That's a sign. Think about no, okay. Let's just think about it. Eh? A man wants a woman, eh? A man wants a woman. But what he does, totally different. No, I love you, baby. I love you, baby. But you boys, what they do, it's far from it. They don't even call the girl. They don't even, offer support. They don't even show up when she needs help. And then but I love you, I love you. That's a sign. Mento, silly wino, mento. So diseases, they come with signs. When you have a cough, you'll be coughing. Oh. That's a sign. Chimfinen. That's a sign. That's a sign. Diseases have got what? Signs. They've got signs. So a sign is an indication of a disease which can be observed. Tisakuona chacha. Oyo sali bueno oyo. Now vyachita, the things that this person is doing, they don't align with their words. Something is wrong. There's a disease there. There's a disease there. Okay, if you want to buy a car and you're not saving for that car, can you cry at the end of the day that you don't have a car? Cemento you. Nimento you. No, I want to get a one. I'm getting a one this year. I'm getting a one. But you're the one who sleeps 8 hours. You never so you don't even have an application for past papers. You don't have it. You want a one, eh? You want a one. What you want and what you do, they don't align. That's a sign. There's a disease there. That's a sign. That's a sign. So diseases, they've got signs. A sign is any indication of a disease which can be observed. And by the way, observed meaning someone is going to see. Someone who observe. Uyu muntu sali musho uyu. Aonekana rush. Anangarash achokera kuti. This person doesn't look healthy. Why are the eyes yellow? Mwagona boss, did you sleep well? You even ask, did you sleep well? Busy the whole night is a TikTok. The whole night. They even lie. No, I was studying. No, you were on TikTok. That's a sign. Sign. Rush. Temperature. Temperature, especially in an exam room. You never studied, eh? You are not studying, you are scrolling. Now it's time for you to write that exam. You've seen an essay question. Temperature high. That's a sign. That's a sign. Loss of weight as you are waiting for your results. Because you wrote what you wrote. Nothing made sense. You lose weight. That's a sign. Sign. A disease has got a sign. A disease has got a what? A sign. Folks, if you're offended, I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell the examples that I'm giving you, I don't think you will ever forget. Diseases have got what? Signs. Now, not only signs, but also symptoms. A symptom is any indication of a disease that can only be felt and described by a patient. You, the one who has the disease, you are the one who can tell. Symptoms, I cannot observe a symptom. If I look at you, I can't tell that munamumala, you are sick of the stomach. I can't tell. I can't unless you tell me that, oh, I'm sick. And sometimes it's crazy how people want to be like, you just want people to guess. So you can't know that I'm sick. How can I know that you're sick? You haven't told me. So what's the problem? It's fine. You don't care. How can I know that you're sick? How can I know that you? No, you don't care. If you love me, you would have known that I'm sick of the stomach. No, mommy. Stomach, it's a symptom I can't tell. Symptoms they cannot be observed by someone else. They can only be felt by the individual who has the disease. But a sign, on the other hand, I can tell that usali serious. Someone starts submit an assignment. Ni disease known as laziness. Laziness. But symptoms, siningaone, I can't tell. I cannot tell. There's a difference between a sign and a symptom. A sign a sign can be observed by someone. I can tell to say this person is sick in the head. Symptom, I can't. Oh, this person is sick of the stomach. You have to tell me, mommy, I'm sick of the stomach. My stomach is hurting. Oh, your stomach is hurting. Oh, sorry. Have you taken any medicine? Apparently no. Yeah, you have to tell me. But if you're just quiet, and then I should now start guessing, eh? So, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I'm fine. Okay. So you can't tell that I'm sick. It's a symptom. Headache is a symptom. I can't tell that you have a headache. So if you're in a relationship, your partner cannot tell that your head is hurting. Some of you, anyway, headache is a symptom. Mandela, nausea, you feel like vomiting. It's a symptom. Dizziness is a symptom. So those are symptoms. There's a difference between a sign and a symptom. Okay, let's move on. Now, after knowing these definitions, we need to know that, diseases, they come in categories. We've got what we call infectious diseases. Crazy things, infectious diseases. What are they? Infectious diseases are those diseases that can be transmitted from person to person. Now, poor infectious. That is why they say, surround yourself with people who are doing better than you, because that is infectious. You cannot tell me you want to pass. You want to get a 1, but you're found with people with 9s. That is infectious. That is infectious. You want to be rich? Hang around with rich people, because that is infectious. That is infectious. That is infectious. If you are seeing your friend, they are just lazy, they don't even push you, you find that you even become lazy in your own life, because no one in your circle is pushing. No one in your circle is thinking of going abroad. So that becomes infectious. You'll be infected. So some of you maybe are even infected. If we were to ask in your circle, who is driving? Ni time vintu vinaimwe, ni time, but you're not pushing. Time, God's time, you're not pushing. God's time, ni time. Doesn't work like that. So you have to ensure that you surround yourself with healthy people who are doing better than you academically. You want to graduate? Ask those who are graduating. Not mkaona muntu graduate. Abanabo. Bad behavior. Infectious diseases can also be transmitted. An infectious person who is sick, if they are sick of an infectious disease, that can be transmitted to another person. Even moods are like that. They're also infectious. You just reach a room, muntu onekache moody, aliche sad, they just look moody. You tap the energy, and you just find yourself, you're also moody. Even start wondering, but I was happy in the morning. What has happened? I was just okay. What has happened? You've been infected with moodiness. So infectious diseases, those are diseases that can be transmitted from person to person. They are also called pathogenic diseases because they are all caused by pathogens. Are you a pathogen? I hope you're not a pathogen. A pathogen is a disease-causing organism. Are you a pathogen? Say, I am not a pathogen. If you're a pathogen, let it be a pathogen of good things. When you just enter someone's life, they even start progressing, meaning a good pathogen. But if you're a bad pathogen, you will cause people to fail. iwe muntu akabwera chemu life mwako nchikwasira failure because pathogenic. Pathogens are disease causing organisms. Ndetu amene tiwanekesa matenda aya tuma pathogens. And you cannot see them with your naked eyes. They are so small. You can't. Someone has a flu, tomorrow it's you. But did you see the pathogens coming to you? No. Why? Because they are too small for you to see. They are microscopic. They are microorganisms. You need a microscope for you to see them. They are pathogens, disease-causing organisms. I rebuke pathogens in your life. Pathogenic friends, I rebuke them out of your life. Pathogenic family members, I rebuke them. May you only be surrounded by people who are going to motivate you, people who are going to push you to go forward. Because trust me, your circle matters. Pathogens in my life, man. Sometimes, God forbid, you find that even your partner is a pathogenic disease. They can't even motivate you. Baby, study. Wake up. They can't. So that you remain under them. I rebuke that. Otherwise, pathogens are disease-causing organisms. Let's move together. Now, examples. Examples of pathogens include viruses, bacteria, protozoa, fungi, and worms. Tuziwe nche, viruses, bacteria, protozoa, these are pathogens. They cause diseases. Folks, a good one, eh? Amen. I know you are a good pathogen. When you enter people's lives, they progress. So, examples of pathogens, we've got viruses, and coronavirus. Coronavirus, AIDS, HIV and AIDS. Virus, HIV is a virus, AIDS is a disease. Viruses, they cause what? Diseases. Bacteria, protozoa, fungi, and worms. These are examples of pathogens. Okay. So what we need to know is that infectious diseases, they are caused by pathogens. And pathogens, they are disease-causing organisms. I hope we're moving together, my students. I hope we are moving together. Now, methods by which infectious diseases spread include the following. Number one, through vectors. Number two, inhalation of infected air droplets. Number three, taking contaminated food and water. Now let's talk about vectors. An infectious disease can be transmitted from one person to another through vectors. Okay? Someone is saying that they can't see anything on my screen. Please confirm, Veronica, before I continue. Sir, senior on a video per screen. Someone to confirm if you can see. Let me check on my phone if it's clear. On my phone, Veronica. Okay. So as I was saying, infectious diseases, they can spread in different ways. Okay, they can be transmitted from person to person through vectors. Another way is through inhalation of infected air droplets. Your partner is sick. Why are you kissing? You'll be sick. Love, so they are sick. They are sick. Why more love? They are sick. They are sick. That's an infectious disease. Chimfine is an infectious disease. Chifua, it's an infectious disease. They are sick. Leave them. Because you breathe in inhalation of infected air droplets. You breathe in. That is why you find that even in workplaces, they will say, oh, if you are sick, put on a mask. because you will infect someone. And manje, the whole office wants a badwala. Who is going to work? So it's better you stay home or you put on a mask so that you won't infect anyone. Because those are infectious diseases. Manje, busy, baby, come here. They are sick. They are sick. Taking contaminated food and water. Drink clean water. Drink clean, my students. Drink clean water. Boil it if you can. Put chlorine. Boil it. Put it in the freezer. Drink clean water. Or if possible, bottled water. Okay. If you can't buy bottled water, boil in a boil water. I will boil my water. Let it cool down. Put it in a freezer. Na yawarako. Take clean food. Put clean things in your stomach. Do not just rely, no, in the stomach it's acidic, in the stomach it's acidic. So therefore, whatever I consume, it will be killed. Any bacteria will be killed by hydrochloric acid in the stomach. Drink and eat clean things. Not in a palimairwat. No, I'm sick. I cannot submit the assignment, blah, blah, blah. ECZ won't hear that. So please, drink, eat clean things. I hope Tamveran. So these are the ways in which infectious diseases can spread through vectors. We'll talk about vectors. So when it comes to vectors, we've got mechanical vectors and biological vectors, and then we've got inhalation of infected air droplets. If you're in the same room with someone who is sick, obviously they are breathing, they're sneezing, therefore you can inhale the hair, which is the hair. Was that setting tapua remember pa Facebook? The hair. You're going to inhale the hair which is infected. So make sure that you stay away from someone who is sick, especially these next 2 months. I do not want you to be sick. I do not want you to be sick. I don't want you to be giving me reasons for not waking up in the morning. Drink clean water. Eat clean food. Eat clean food. Cover. Okay. Now, non-infectious diseases are the opposite. These are diseases that cannot be passed from one individual to another. They cannot be passed from what? One individual to another person. However, they cannot be passed on from one individual to another. And they are divided into the following: nutritional deficiency diseases, genetic inherited diseases, degenerative diseases, environmental diseases, mental disorders, self-inflicted, and social diseases. Let me explain each one of them, my students. When it comes to nutritional deficiency diseases, these are diseases that cannot be passed on from one person to another. These diseases are as a result of an individual lacking certain nutrients. That is why it's imperative that your diet is intact. Mulima vitamins, mulima proteins, calcium. Not you just eat hungry lion. Every day hungry lion. You're even excited. Kwetienda kuli hungry lion. Ngati kuli bench mwamvela na less. Babe, I'm coming to see you. I should find nice food. Nanga rep yala kwa chani. Okay, rep yala kwa cha. Even rep is nice food. So why are you changing your face that you've seen rep? We know. Even water is nice. Water is life. Water is life, but it is disrespected. It's the most disrespected fluid in this world is water. You would rather drink this mojito. Whatever, no. Make sure that your diet is balanced, my students. Because if not, if you lack certain nutrients, they will lead to deficiency diseases. So make sure that you are eating vegetables. You, as a biology student, you know by now that plants, they will give you more energy than that meat, because plants are the ones that are getting energy from the sun, converting it into chemical energy. And when you eat that plant, you're going to get more energy than when you eat that cow, when you eat that goat, when you eat that pig. So you should include vegetables in your diet. Eat them. Eat green things, apples every week. At least Jan konche maapo yali 4 in 7 days. I challenge you, apple in 5 kwacha. An apple is 5. You should be buying. More posting on group. Oh sir, I've eaten an apple. Oh sir, I've eaten a banana. Oh sir, I've eaten. Eat fruits. Eat vegetables. It's very important that you do so. Your health matters. Hey, folks, not big bite 3, little big bite 3. Big much na upanga na my arrangements. As I am coming to see you, I should find big bite 3. Big bite 3. Why can't you say, as I am coming to see you, I should find apples? What are okay, my apples yala kwacha? Green things, eat them. Make sure that your diet is balanced. I'm not saying you shouldn't be eating meat, but just ensure that you eat vegetables. You include them because there are nutrients in vegetables that will help you become health. You find that your immune system is going to be strong. So nutritional deficiency diseases, these are diseases that result from an individual lacking certain nutrients. If you lack certain nutrients in your diet, you'll be sick of these diseases known as nutritional deficiency diseases. Now, let's talk about another non-infectious disease, which is genetic diseases. Diseases, you've got nothing to do about them. You are not in control when it comes to genetic inherited diseases. They are inherited. You get them from your parents. Now, HIV and AIDS, it's not a genetic disease. Genetic diseases include something like hemophilia, where an individual bleeds for longer periods of time. Hemophilia is a genetic disease. Red-green color blindness, that is a genetic disease. Genetic diseases, they are inherited. It's not your fault. It was passed down to you. Okay? Genetic diseases. So these are diseases that are inherited from parents to offsprings. And then, if we're talking about degenerative diseases, diseases are known as degenerative diseases. They are diseases which are as a result of aging. Kukota. When you start growing old, okay, when you start growing old, you find that your body parts will start degenerating and you will have strange diseases like maybe loss of eyesight. That is a degenerative disease because your eyes cannot clearly see now. Why? Due to age. Degenerative diseases. They are simply diseases which are as a result of age. You're growing. So, my students, we are all going to grow old. At some point, we'll be 60. At some point, we'll be 70. At some point, we'll be 80. Upon now, you are blessed. To reach 80 years, even to just reach 50, you are blessed. So, for you to reach 80, eat apples. Someone was saying, even if you are a vegetarian, zakafa bururu. No, but at least keep yourself healthy. Don't be careless because you're saying, no, at some point I will die. No. Be healthy. Even your partner needs a healthy partner, both mentally and physically. So, degenerative diseases, these are diseases which are as a result of age. You're growing old. Therefore, your body parts no longer function the way they were functioning when you were young. You find that you start having experiences with your back pain because you were not exercising in your youth. You were lazy. Back pain because you were not eating carrots. You are having issues with your eyes now because you're 50. So degenerative diseases, they are diseases which are as a result of what? Age. Environmental diseases. These are diseases like, diseases where it's just dirty. It's dirty. They will lead to what? Environmental diseases. That is why you find that it's important to live in a clean environment. Because if you're not, your environment is dirty, there's stagnant water there, you start having what? Malaria. Malaria is a non-infectious disease because in your area there's too much grass. You are lazy to cut that grass. Now you are sick of malaria. because there's grass and there's stagnant water. Okay, and now there are mosquitoes which are biting you every night. Now you're sick of malaria. Why? Because someone didn't want to clean the yard. The environment was dirty. The environment wasn't kept well. That led to an environmental disease, which is malaria. So make sure that your environment is clean, it's neat, it's in order, because that, if not, it will lead to an environmental what? Disease. Mental disorders, upuwa suli infectious. Okay? If someone becomes mad, that cannot be infectious. So upuwa suli infectious. On mental, I don't even have to say much. You just become mad. And there are a lot of things that can cause someone to become mad. Maybe, family members, they were seeing some potential in this young man and they just decide, kameniaka. But I rebuke that. I rebuke that. Okay? And then again, it can be maybe you've been through stress, you're depressed and everything, and that led to mental disorders. Otherwise, mental disorder is also a non-infectious disease. It cannot be passed on from one person to another. Another one is self-inflicted and social diseases. However, they are as a result of mental disorders. I had a friend. For her, she used to be depressed. So what she would do is that she would get a razor blade, and then she would start cutting her palm, creating pain, so that she won't focus on that internal pain. She will focus on the physical one. That's what you used to do. Self-inflicted, eh? You get a knife, you cut yourself. That's self-inflicted. You've caused it yourself. Self-inflicted diseases. So these are the categories of non-infectious diseases. We've got nutritional deficiency diseases, which are as a result of an individual lacking nutrients, genetic diseases, which are passed on from parents to offsprings, degenerative diseases, which are diseases that are as a result of growing old or of age, environmental diseases, which are as a result of the environment an individual lives in, mental disorders, as well as self-inflicted and social disease. These are the categories, sorry, which are of non-infectious diseases. All right, my excellent students, this is where I'm going to end. Do we have questions? Do we have questions? Did we understand today's lesson? Did we enjoy today's class? Did you understand? So I hope we are all healthy. I hope we are all fit. If you're not healthy, if you're not fit, I pray that may God touch you. May you be healed from that disease, it being mental or physical. May you be whole. And you should also pray. May God heal you. Otherwise, any questions, my students, before I call it a night? My PC is even about to die, but I'm glad I've managed to go live. Any questions? Any questions? Are we clear? All right. All right. So I can end here. I think I can end here. So thank you very much, my excellent biology students, for joining. This coming week, we are starting registration for May, and in this coming week, we'll be looking at respiration, which is one of my favorite topics. Tomorrow is a Sunday. You will receive part one of a tutorial video on respiration. Okay, so yeah, like I said, on Monday, we are having our early riser live class. I'll be answering past paper questions. And let's even me pray for me, because sometimes you find that you have this program you've planned, but there are a lot of challenges that you're going to face. Laptop, your battery is low, a Zesco issue. So even me, God, protect this man so that he can deliver us from these results, so that he can help us pass. Otherwise, I want to see each one of you pass this year. Let's continue pushing. We can do something in the remaining months. We can do enough to pass. Okay, do not panic, because some of you may start panicking. Time could be time. Yes, that's true, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what we can do to ensure that we clear. So let's focus on what is important, and what is important is finishing each and every topic every week. So we are done with health and diseases. I hope you know everything on health and disease. If you don't, watch the tutorial videos. Watch them, my students. Don't watch them once, watch them 3 times. Go through the notes. That's what's important. Do not panic. When you start panicking, your brain will be in fast mode. And once your brain is in fast mode, you won't be understanding anything upon you've already given up. Okay, so I am going live tomorrow, and then we'll continue from where we've ended. Otherwise, for tonight, I will end here. Thank you very much for joining. This is Philip Kauma, the excellent biology tutor. Have a good night.